He's learning. He sits down on his own now.
Ken, you would say you're killing me.
You'll hear from Ken. Relax.
Sure.
Now I'd like to introduce another kid club, a club kid, who's come here all the way from New Orleans to honor Brian. When he heard, he'll tell you the story, but when he heard about this event, there's no way he could miss it. So I'd like to introduce you, from New Orleans, Rob Keefe.
Hey, big boy.
I'm not going to look at you because I'll never get through this thing. So, this is about a month ago. I was sitting at home and thumbing through Facebook like everyone does now, and Joe Hungler had shared a post on Facebook talking about tonight. I told Jessica at the time, some stories about Brian and the impact on my life, and. Next day, the tickets were purchased, and here we are. Got a call the next day or two from Steve, asking if I'd be interested in saying a few words tonight. And told him, quite frankly, the thought of sitting in front of all you all talking about Brian, it terrifies me. But it is Brian, and if he asked us to jump off a bridge, I know I'd be first in line. So that's the least I could do, is come up here and thank the best person that we all know here. And all y'all are here, so I guess you imagine, you already know just how special this guy is. So I don't really need to tell you any of that. But I thought I'd share a little bit of my story, just as an example of the impact that this guy has on people's lives. I grew up on my grandmother's couch, basically, here in Manchester. Dad wasn't around. Mom was pretty busy, dealing with her own demons. And my grandmother, she took care of me and everything else, and but she was, worried about keeping the heat on, the lights on, and everything else. So I first started going to the club, it was about 1980, and it became an almost everyday visitor until I graduated high school in 1990. One of my earliest memories of Brian, which is interesting after the last story, we were in the gym, and I think we were playing stickball. And here comes Brian, and I'd never seen him before. And he's in this fire engine red baseball uniform. And he comes out, and he's calling himself the flamethrower or fireballer or some such nonsense or fireball. So he takes the mound in the gym. He talks a little bit of crap to us 8-year-olds or 7-year-olds or whatever we were. And he commences to throw in 40, 50-mile-an-hour heaters from about 30 feet away from us while we're holding sawed-off hockey sticks. What could go wrong? I, for one, was hooked. You see, one of Brian's gifts is that he inspires. He inspires everyone around him to be the best version of themselves. The club, it's full of great guys and gals. And they always go out of their way to make you feel special. But I don't think I ever would have the club wouldn't have become such a fixture in my life if it wasn't for Brian. He just gives you that little look or, says a couple words to you, and it makes the day better. I remember at one point, everyone was kind of a little upset. I know I was, when the Bernardville clubhouse had closed. And here comes Ken and Frosty, and it was a whole new group for us. And at the same time, I believe the girls had joined the boys club all of a sudden. And we're all kind of sitting there, whoa. To me, it surely meant, Brian all of a sudden wasn't the gym director or athletic director or whatever it was at the time. And, it surely meant he's not going to be around to help us anymore and whatever else. But, as usual, he still found a way to keep up with whatever was going on in your life. Brian kept me engaged at the club, which kept me from engaging in all the other distraction I probably would have found out on the streets. Of course, he'd always, he'd give you a little kick in the butt if you needed it too. And that was, whatever. Really, I just wanted to speak tonight to say, first, I'm pretty ashamed that it's taken me this long. But thank you, Brian. Thank you. The dirty little kid with holes in his shoes and in bad need of a haircut that walked into the club 40 years ago, thank you. You change entire families, and it's an amazing thing. I mean, I think we can all hope to be half the person you are. Your influence, it changed my entire family forever. You in the club got me through high school, and that was no small thing at the time. Got me into the Army, the first person, in my family to do anything like that, which in turn got me to be the first person in my family to go to college. And it's afforded me some amazing opportunities to see and go and do things. I mean, I have a great family, a great home. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.